Shalom. We give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect that's pushing out this word throughout the four corners of the globe in sincerity and in truth for the edification of the house of Dawadah. This is why we do these lessons. Shalom to you. Hope you're in good spirits. So much to say, so little time. As you can see on the screen, Micah, the second chapter in the New Living Translation. I want to give it to you in plain text. This is the interpretation of Micah. I'm going to read the chapter and give the title to the lesson. It says here in verse 1, "What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night thinking up evil plans? You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so." People are given little time, and they use that little time to devise evil plans, waiting, it seems as though, and plotting and thinking about ways to do evil, whether it be the other nations, Esau, Edom, and the other nations, or whether it be the 2/3 of our people. Our people, you got these guys, Genesis, always got a new breakdown opposite of what they've been taught. Now we're going to get it right, they say. Where the evil empires, the evil nations say, this is our plan against all y'all, even the people of our people that join with y'all. So it's the spirit of evil that's working. And it don't matter what side you're on. If you're on the side of evil workings or evil doings, evil planning, this applies to you. But there is a judgment for these plans. It's a judgment for this type thinking. If it's not in righteousness, it ain't good. It ain't going to stand. It's just simple like that. You see? Where, let's just read on, because I got a large lesson. It says here, "You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, your evil plans, simply because you have the power to do so, because you have followers, you have people that's on your side looking for ways, looking for help. And it don't matter what side you're on. But if you devising evil plans, it don't even much matter. But the power is given but for a short time, right? So the lines could be drawn in the sand on what side you're actually on. And that's what it's going to boil. It all boils down to good versus evil. It says here, when you want a piece of land, and this goes to the Edomites because they really got the power. We don't have power to take people's lands, right? You got people now they blowing boats out the water, and they don't even know what's on the boat. Was it meant to come to America? It's just crazy, and it's allowed, right, to continue. This is the evil plans. You don't know what's going on. You're assuming things, but you're allowed to continue. And just because the evil work continues doesn't mean it's right. It don't mean it's righteous. The Lord is just stacking up the chips against you. It says here, you take lands, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. And that's even the minds of the people. You take the minds of the people through your propaganda television, through your propaganda ways, and you embed these ideas and turn evil thinking and plans into something that's good for us. But see, the world can't see this. The Lord is giving us a heads up right here in these scriptures that you have to take heed of what's really going on. We're living in the matrix. The matrix is telling us, oh, that's a beautiful thing. But in reality, it's a wicked thing. Everything is upside down in this world. Everything is upside the people, the minds, the thoughts, the ways. Everything is upside down. Where some is going to get caught up in the evil plans, thinking that they're good for them. And we always talk about Revelation, the 13th chapter, where these plans is going to try to come to fruition and deceive many, like they being deceived always throughout the times. We were always fooled with these evil ways, but the righteous wrote the watch out. They gave you the prophecy of watch out. Look for these things. They are clear signs of wicked intentions. Looked as good for you. It says here, you cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. But this is what the Lord say, Yahawashi, I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. You will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time. And this is what we're coming into. We see what's going on. Well, some of us see what's going on. And we tell others, watch out. We're the forecasters. Watch out. We're the heads up. We're the future understanders of what's about to happen. All hell is about to break loose, and many, many people neck is going to be in the noose. It's going to come swiftly and terrible. To each and every one is going to have to make a choice on what side he's going to choose. Lord be with you. Lord be with us. In that day your enemies will make fun of you by singing this song of despair about you. We are finished, completely ruined. God has confiscated our land, taken it from us. He has given our fields to those who betrayed us. Others will set your boundaries then, and Yahweh's people will have no say in how the land is divided. You're not going to have a say. You're going to have to make a choice. There's no more, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to plan for it. The plan is already set. Now it's time for the Lord to work in your life. The Lord has to work with you to keep you out of the way, because it's coming. The noose is coming. Don't say such things. The people respond. Don't prophesy like that. Such disasters will never come our way. Really? Disasters always came our way when we go off and not stick to the Lord. We're not abide by his law, statute, commandments, and faith in his son, Yahawashi. We would never prosper. These words, these laws, these statutes, and the faith that was given is our prosperity. It is prophecy. It will help us. So you got the world telling us, no, it's not that, it's this. That's the upside down, split tongue, fork in the road decision that you coming against. When the Lord has said there's only one way, through Yahawashi. If it ain't through Yahawashi, if it don't say, thus saith the Lord, that ain't the way. It's only one way, one path to the Heavenly Father's prosperity and safety. It says, should you talk that way, O family of Israel? Will the Lord's Spirit have patience with such behavior? If you would do what is right, you will find my words comforting. This is how we feel. The words comfort us in a way where no one else can see it. It just don't register. It has to be another way to them. No, it ain't that. It's got to be this. We've tried that for 2,000 years and ain't nothing happened. Well, for 2,000 years, you've been a rebellious, badass child, rebelling against the Lord's comforters, which is his words. Yet, to this very hour, my people rise up against me like an enemy. You steal the shirts right off the backs of those who trusted you, making them as ragged as men returning from battle. And we're tossed, we're broken, and we look this way because our own people destroy us first. Then you got the other nations plotting and scheming and perpetuating that evil plan through our people to reinforce we have no other way. You have evicted women from their pleasant homes and forever stripped their children of all that Yahweh would give them. Up, be gone. This is no longer your land and home, for you have filled it with sin and ruined it completely. Suppose a prophet full of lies will say to you, I'll preach to you the joys of wine and alcohol. That's just the kind of prophet you would like. And our people always loved this prosperity that the other nations offer. We've always looked for the other nations, and we always look to false prophets to fix us. It seems as though that it is as though that the Lord has got Israel in a trick bag to really see who's for him. Up is down, down is up, and we don't know what the hell is going on. Everything is upside down. Our thoughts, our minds, our morals, and we just decayed, look like people that's always in or coming from a battle. Someday, O Israel, I will gather you, because there is a hope of restoration for Israel. And the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, always promised this restoration. A restoration is returning from something to a former place or condition, like to reinstate you. The concept, the thought that's reverberated in these scriptures, the comforting scriptures, is always Israel returning to Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and promised for a better state of physical, spiritual, and relationable conducts for us. It's a better promise. It's a better physical and spiritual place to return to through the promise of hope and restoration for the elect of Israel. This includes healing, renewal, the land, inheritances, promises from creation. Ultimately, restoration is the central promise of the Gospels for Israel, offering hope that Yahweh will make good on his promise, make all things new, and make believers rest in Yahawashi, the Son, who died on the cross. Because this is what we're looking for. We always battle and look like we just came before battle and have no place to rest. Well, what's the point? We have to rest in something. We have to rest. We have to rest into something. These other nations don't give rest. They give more promises of work that we have to do for them. And that work is slavery and oppression. It says here, I will gather the remnant who are left. I will bring you together again like sheep in a pen, like a flock in its pasture. Yes, your land will again be filled with noisy crowds. Your leader will break out and lead you out of exile, out through the gates of the enemy cities, back to your own land. Your king will lead you. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi himself, will guide you. And there's another word for your leader that will break you out of this exile. That's the breaker. When you look at, let's look at King James. King James says right here, the breaker will come up before them. They have broken up and have passed through the gate and are gone out by it, and their king shall pass before them, and Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi on the head of them. He's going to lead us out. He's going to break us out. The breaker, right, is a Masonic prophecy of Yahawashi, who goes before the followers, the believers, the elect, opening the way to this salvation of Israel through the gates into this new life with Yahweh in tow, or we in tow to Yahweh. Promises of future restoration. Contrast from injustices, evil plans, evil people, false prophecies in their time and on time. This is what the breaker is going to do. Release us from this captivity. The restoration of Israel always been promised. That's always been promised. We've never seen a restoration of the other nations. And this is what we wait on. We have to wait because where are we going? Stay in the mind of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's restoration for us. This is Romans. Book of Romans, 8th chapter, and start at 1. Deliverance from bondage. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahawashi, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit of righteousness, the Spirit of comfort, the spirit of what he has been given and the promises that he had showed us that we do now understand. For the law of the spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahawashi has made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the Lord could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, Yahweh, sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. And that's the spirit of righteousness. A physical return to the covenant through promises that he has given since the beginning. There's a transformation that's going to happen in these nations, and it's happening right now. And they who see this trying to tighten up their evil plans to go against it. The transformation in these nations come through threats, right? It come through promises of falsehood, changing doctrines. Oh, we got the doctrine right now. But I never heard anyone say that this is the 100% truth, that we've changed what our teachers had taught, because now we have the spirit of 100% truth. Never hear that. It's always, well, it's all incorporated or all inclusive now. That's the spirit of the devil. That's not holy. That's the opposite of holy. Holy means to be set apart and separate. Now, all of a sudden, there's people with us, join with us in this great restoration. Our restoration is now incorporated or including other nations who were always against us and always fought against us and always had the evil plans to break us up. That's Psalms the 83rd chapter. I mean, I'm not understanding. We're talking about a physical return, a spiritual transformation, right? Where the other nations is not part of that purification process. The purification process is only to the elect nation of Israel. Chosen implies selection. Chosen is purposeful separation, privileges, and select and elect relationship with the Creator. Not all inclusive. Again, that's what holy means. You talking universal, you talking Catholicism. That's what you're speaking about. One. E plurimis unum. Out of many, one. No. Scriptures don't talk about that. Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 36. Verse 22. Salat. It says, Ezekiel 36:22. Israel to be renewed for his name's sake. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yahweh power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathens whither you went. And they try to continue doing this, profane the Heavenly Father's holy name, the set apart name. Instead, it says here, to be renewed. Israel to be renewed for his name's sake. You're trying to do the opposite of that with your evil plans and your false doctrines and your inclusive universal breakdowns of the scriptures. He said he does this for the house of Israel, for his name's sake, that we profane in the sight of the nations. And I will sanctify my great name, which which was profane among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. And this is what they hate. Their plans can't stop this transformation. Their evil plans is trying, and it will take some. Some next will be in the news. Some will join them. And this is what they hate to see. This is why things are happening the way it is. It just ain't making sense. But it makes so much sense to see what's going on and have reason to understand why it's happening. It's happening in our eyes and before our eyes because the Lord is making his return. And he's setting the division line or the dividing line among the thoughts of the people. It says, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and bring you back into your own land. He's going to do that. He is the breaker. He's the one that is going to be set before Israel to bring us out from these prisons, even in your mind. Because remember, this is a spiritual transformation as well as a physical transformation. I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. This is what's needed. A new heart will I, Salat, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. Like we so doing and so trying and hoping that what we do is enough. Because we are following his comfort, his words, through our apostles who teach us and show us and give us the understanding of these scriptures, why these things are happening, the things you see, the people, how you see the spirits of the people is flipping. This is good and some of this is bad. A lot of this is bad. And our apostles and elders and bishops and teachers is showing us the ways. But the false prophets and the false teachers, they're showing us the ways too, but on the evil flip side. No, I can't be with them. Oh, no, that ain't right. That's not what the scriptures say. Well, I'm not comforted by that. I'm not comforted by what you're saying. You're saying, don't show no one these things. What the guy said recently, he said, don't even proclaim the name of the Lord. What? You see, these things is happening. You could tell what side is the right side if the Spirit of the Lord is working with you. The Spirit of the Lord is not working with every. The spirit of evil is working with a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot more evil coming out. And you should dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your power. And I will also save you from all your uncleanliness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it and lay no famine upon you, because there's going to come a time, both physical and spiritual famine is coming. You see what's going on. Well, you should see, and you should be listening to the prophets that tell you about what's going on. Remember, a bag of rice was like $1, $2 the most. Check the price. Check the price. Matter of fact, that may not even be a bag of rice. It's so bad. And you pay a fortune for it. I will multiply the fruits of the trees and the increase of the field, that you shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Then shall you remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Not for your sakes do I this, saith Yahweh. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. This is our own doing. This has got us, our ways, our thoughts, our following wicked ways and thoughts, got us in this pickle. Time to come up, time to wake up, time to get out. Arise and depart, for this is not our rest. Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 and verse 1. Let's start in the NL. Let's read from the NLT. It says, look at my servant whom I strengthen. He is my chosen one, the Lord's chosen servant. Look at my servant whom I have strengthened. He is my chosen one who pleases me. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring justice to the nations. He will not shout or raise his voice in public. He will not crush the weakest reed or put out the flickering candle. He will bring justice to all who have been wronged. He will not falter or lose heart until justice prevails throughout the earth. Justice must prevail. This can't go on much longer. It's going to break. It has to break. And who's the breaker? Just rewind this video, because I mentioned him, Yahawashi. Even distant lands beyond the sea will wait for his instruction. Yahweh, the Lord, created the heavens and stretched them out. He created the earth and everything in it. He gives breath to everyone, life to everyone who walks the earth. And it is he who says, I, the Lord, have called you to demonstrate my righteousness. I will take you by the hand and guard you, and will give you to my people Israel as a symbol of my covenant with them, and you will be a light to guide the nations. We are the light. We, the hopeful elect, that's preaching righteousness and deliverance through Yahawashi, through his righteousness, law, statute, commandments, and faith in them, is the light in this dark, wicked world, in this deceitful doctrines and people who want to break us. No, we're the breaker, because we have the breaker with us. He's on our side. Psalms 2. Psalms, the second chapter. Why are the nations so angry? Why do they waste their time with futile plans? The kings of the earth prepare for battle. The rulers plot together against Yahweh and against his anointed one. Let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to God. But the ones who rule in heaven laughs. The Lord Yahawahshi scoffs at them. Then in anger he rebukes them, terrifying them with his fierce fury. For Yahweh declares, I have placed my chosen king on the throne in Jerusalem, on my holy mountain. The king proclaims the Lord's decree. The Lord, Yahawah said unto me, unto you, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Only ask, and I will give you the nations for your inheritance, the whole earth as your possession. You will break them with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots. Now then, you kings, act wisely. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve Yahweh with reverent fear and rejoice with trembling. Submit to Yahweh's royal son, or he will become angry and you will be destroyed in the midst of all your activities. For his anger flares up in an instant, but what joy for all who take refuge in him. There's a physical return. There's a spiritual return. Spiritual transformations. Chosen nation. The breaker in the book of Micah speaks of deliverance and divine leadership. Yahawashi is his name. As the one who leads Israel from captivity into freedom. Yahawashi is the king from the throne of David. He is identified in the scriptures to fulfill this prophecy, restore his people, destroy his enemies, and lead Israel, the elect, into everlasting life. We give all praise and honor and glory. Shalom.